It's no secret that the anime games have been falling off for about the past 5 years. I'm seeing a couple games starting to pop up here and there, but they're all mobile games. They're games for your phone. That's not really what we are looking for. Us consumers, we are looking for a PC or a console type game. We are looking for something that completely takes over the whole industry. When I was a kid, I used to play a game called World of Warcraft, created by Blizzard Entertainment. This game was one of the most popular MMORPGs at the time, and we know that one of the most popular anime out right now is One Piece. The world building, the lore, everything One Piece has to offer would be perfect for an MMORPG, but not just any MMORPG. The mechanics from World of Warcraft would mix perfectly with One Piece in order to create the biggest and best anime game of all time. If we look into character creation, we can talk about how there's multiple different races in the World of Warcraft. You could either be a human, you could be an undead, you could be a gnome, you could be any of these different races. But these races also have their allegiance to their different factions. There's the Alliance and then there's the Horde. You can choose which faction you want to be a part of and which race you want to pick in character creation. Well, this is perfect for the One Piece world because there's so many different races in One Piece. You could be a giant, you could be part of the long leg tribe, you can be a mink, you can be a human. There's various different options you can pick, but there's also multiple different factions. Your character can train with Dragon in the Revolutionary Army, or it can serve under the Marines and work underneath Akainu and Sengoku and Garp, or it can sail the seas as a pirate in order to find the One Piece. And these are just a couple of the faction options that you really have available. Now we know in the world of One Piece you can get a Devil Fruit, and now the Devil Fruit will grant you a power, but it takes away your ability to swim. This can be an option. If you want to randomize your created character's Devil Fruit power, you won't be able to swim throughout the entire game, but at least you'll have a power. Or you can go on a quest to find a Devil Fruit that has not been used already by another player. This would mean that the game developers would have to include some filler Devil Fruits that have not been used in the series, but that's okay, we can still make it work. If not, you could be somebody that does not use Devil Fruits at all and just strictly works off of your haki, which is perfectly fine if you want your created character to have the ability to swim. Now let's talk about classes. In World of Warcraft, you have the ability to become a mage, a druid. If you want to be able to heal, you can tank as a paladin. There's so many different classes that give you different options and specializations. If you want to be a tank, a healer, or DPS, which is damage per second, whatever type of character you want to create, you have this option in World of Warcraft. And I think this is perfect for the world of One Piece because you can also implement these same ideas into a One Piece game, but it's going to be slightly less combat based and more based around your role as a crew member. If you want to become a pirate, or your role as a marine, or your role as a Revolutionary Army member, or any of these things. If you want to become a doctor, you can do that. If you want to become a shipwright, you can do that. You can be a scientist like Queen the Plague, or you can even become a navigator like Nami. There's so many different classes you can use from One Piece to make a really incredible and immersive game. Now there's another aspect of World of Warcraft in which you can make your own guild. This means you can create a whole organization with a whole bunch of players from all across the world, and you can have a whole ranking system. You guys can do quests together and things like that. This is perfect for a One Piece game. Are you kidding me? Listen, you can literally create your own pirate crew. You can have alliances with other pirate crews. You can have your own separate roles. Somebody is the doctor, somebody is the shipwright. There's so many different roles you can have on your pirate crew, and it doesn't matter how large you make it. You can have a Yonko-sized fleet, but you're going to need to level up your character very, very well. And also you can bring in non-playable characters if needed to fill in some roles until you get some more real live players onto your team. World building, which is going to be one of the greatest parts of the game. Look at the map of One Piece just as a whole. You have the North Blue, South Blue, East Blue, West Blue. You have the Grand Line, Red Line, all of these things. And not only that, you can even look up into the sky. You got Skypiea with the knockup stream. If we look at Booty Bay in World of Warcraft, it was a port for pirates, which is perfect for One Piece. You could sail the seas and try to find different islands with your log posts, and even when you enter in the new world, you're going to need to be a certain level to even compete. This is perfect for a One Piece game. You're going to see so many different islands. You're going to see Punk Hazard, you're going to see Dressrosa, Whole Cake, even Fishman Island. It's just ridiculous. I'm excited just talking about it, to be honest with you. Now, enough about putting all the icing on the cake. Let's get down to the technical stuff. Let's talk about what's really going on. PvE functionality. This is important because I believe that there will need to be two different types of servers. On one hand, you're going to have a server where all of the known canon characters in One Piece are going to be NPCs, non-playable characters. You cannot use Luffy, you cannot play as Zoro, you cannot play as Whitebeard, because this world is going to be using created characters only, which I believe is actually very, very useful. Because when we're talking about quests and reputation, which is big in World of Warcraft, if you have a great reputation with a certain city, you gain certain perks in that location. And I think this is big for the world of One Piece. For instance, if you have a great reputation with Whitebeard pirates, this means that if you're in a pirate battle and you need some assistance, an NPC from Whitebeard's crew can come help you, whether that's Vista, Marco, or Whitebeard himself. This would be a perfect mechanic to use because this means that people would literally have to strategize who they decide to team up with, who they decide to have good reputation with. And this would also mean that as you gain reputation somewhere, you will also lose reputation somewhere else. For instance, if you start to team up with the Blackbeard pirates and you have a great reputation with the Blackbeard pirates, this means that the Straw Hat pirates see you as an enemy. If you run into Zoro just on a quest, he may pull up on you. So these are the things that are very, very interesting that we can implement. Now on the flip side, there should be a server where you can play as these canon characters from One Piece. So now Luffy and Zoro are all playable, and this would change the game because now there's going to be a million Luffys, a million Zoros, but then you'll be able to follow the campaign, the original story of One Piece, and just go through those quests if that's what you're looking for. If you're looking for a created character type of vibe, you can go with the other server, which is going to need some filler storyline. But we've seen this already in World Seeker, we've seen this already in different games, so that should not be a problem for the game developers. Now in the created character server where you're making your own pirate crews, you can even declare war on one of the Yonko. You can declare war on the Marines. You can declare war on the Revolutionary Army. These are things that would be wild, but you would need a fleet. You would need a whole bunch of players online in order to pull a feat like this off, which can change the whole dynamic of that realm that you're in. And when we're speaking on realms, these are just different worlds that everyone's going to be in. This is very similar to the raiding process in World of Warcraft. These are things that could really hype up the One Piece world because you can actually use these to get NPC weapon drops. What do I mean by this? I mean, if you're able to take down Big Mom, you can even get access to Prometheus or Zeus or Napoleon. If you're able to defeat a Mihawk, now you have Mihawk's sword, but you have to be a certain level to wield it. These are all the types of things that would be awesome and make people really want to buy in on this game. There's also the aspect of ranking up within the faction that you are in. If you want to become an admiral as a marine, then you can rank up. You can compete with Fujitora, you can compete with Kizaru. You could try doing different missions in order to gain more reputation with the fleet admiral at that time. There's also the aspect of the Revolutionary Army. You could do filler missions with the Revolutionary Army in order to gain more reputation with Dragon. You can also rank up in the crew that you're in. If you're a created character and you're able to end up joining the Straw Hat crew, you can also rank up and work your way up to becoming part of the Monster Trio. I mean, these are the aspects of the game that people would really, really buy in. Now let's talk about the storyline of the game. Some quests will actually end up following the main storyline of Luffy and the Straw Hats, but others will be filler depending on the path that you choose. If you choose to become a Marine, you may end up working in Impel Down. If you choose to be a Skypean warrior or a Mink, you may have a whole different type of storyline than just being a human pirate. These are the aspects of the game that will require some filler storyline to be brought into this game, but you can also use the lore. Oda would be able to cook something up. We know how Oda gets down already. For instance, if you become a human pirate and you team up with the Kid Pirate, you're going to end up running into Shanks and Kaido at some point in your story because this is canon. Now the Shanks fight was off screen in the anime, but we already know that it's going to be implemented into the game somehow, and this is what would make this game amazing because a lot of the things that were off screen in the anime may be on screen in the game, and they could still be canon. This is why this game is going to be crazy. Fighting mechanics. Similar to WoW, depending on your race and your class, you will have a unique fighting style. As you level up, you'll gain talents, and these talents can be used to specialize your character. Essentially, we would use the same functionality here where keys would be used to move. There would obviously be attacks with cooldowns. You're gonna have a haki meter, a health meter, a devil fruit meter. You'll even have access to devil fruit awakening. Also, you're gonna have equipment upgrades as well, which is very, very important for the swordsman aspect of this game. Marines are gonna have access to sea prism stone handcuffs. If you're a Sky Peen, you'll have access to impact dials. So as you can see, the fighting mechanics of this game will specialize with not only the faction you pick, but also the race you pick as well, and the class. There's so much variety that can be used here. Now, I didn't want to spend a million years breaking down every single detail of my idea for this game because that would take forever. But if you guys can grasp the idea of what I'm getting at, I'm telling you, One Piece is the perfect story for an MMORPG. If you guys agree, like this video, share it, maybe try to get Blizzard and Bandai Namco to see it. Maybe if the stars align, somebody will talk to somebody from each company and we can get this game in the works. This is my dream game for an anime game. Like, hands down, I think this will be the biggest game of all time if it ever came into fruition. Appreciate you guys watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Peace.